Rosa has been in the United States for 12 years. She raised her kids here, paid her taxes, built her life, all under temporary protected status. Then the news came, TPS expiring, her country's designation canceled by the Trump administration. Rosa sat in her living room wondering, what happens now? Does she have to leave? What happens to her kids? Is there any way to stay? If you or someone you love has TPS and you are scared about what this administration is doing, you are not alone. And this is not the end of your options. I'm immigration attorney Magdalena Cuprys, and let me walk you through exactly where things stand. Temporary protected status has been a lifeline for hundreds of thousands of people, and right now, the Trump administration is trying to pull that lifeline away. What is happening to TPS in 2026 is not just a policy change. For families like yours, it is a crisis. So let me start by making sure you understand what TPS actually is, and then we will talk about what these changes mean and what you can actually do. What is TPS? TPS, or Temporary Protected Status, is a protection the U.S. government grants to people from countries experiencing ongoing armed conflict, environmental disasters, or other extraordinary conditions. Countries like Haiti, Venezuela, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Ukraine have had TPS designations over the years. Here's how it works. The Secretary of Homeland Security designates a country for TPS. People from that country who are already in the United States can apply for protection. If granted, they receive work authorization and protection from deportation for a set period of time, usually 18 months. That designation gets reviewed and can be renewed, sometimes for years. Many people have been here under TPS for a decade or longer. But the current administration has moved to terminate those designations for several countries. And for the people who built their lives around TPS, that announcement has created real fear. So what does it mean when TPS is terminated? Here's the first thing you need to understand. When the government terminates a TPS designation, it does not mean you have to leave immediately. There are almost always wind-down periods built in. More importantly, right now in 2026, there are active legal challenges in federal courts that have blocked some of these terminations from taking effect. Judges have issued stays, meaning the termination is on hold while courts decide whether the administration has the legal authority to end TPS for these countries. This is critical. Just because the administration enacts something does not mean it has happened yet, and it does not mean it will survive a legal challenge. The legal landscape around TPS is changing rapidly. Some countries' TPS is in legal limbo right now. What is true today may change next week. That is exactly why your first stop, if your country's TPS is affected, is to talk to an immigration attorney who's tracking these cases in real time. Can TPS be extended or redesignated? Yes, both are possible. Extension means the existing protection period is pushed forward. Redesignation means the government opens up TPS to people who arrived more recently and adds a new filing period. These decisions are political right now. The Trump administration has been hostile to both, but courts are checking that hostility. And Congress has the power to act as well, though passing immigration legislation is no guarantee. The point is, nothing is fully settled yet, and your situation may have more room to move than the news is making you feel. What options might you have beyond TPS? This is the most important question, and the one most people do not ask until it is almost too late. TPS was never designed to be a permanent path to a green card on its own, but it does not have to be the only thing protecting you. Many TPS holders have pathways they have never fully explored because TPS was working and there was no urgency. Now there is urgency. Family-based options. Do you have a U.S. citizen spouse, parent, or adult child? If so, there may be a family-based immigrant petition available to you. This could eventually lead to a green card, regardless of what happens to TPS. Cancellation of removal. If you have been continuously present in the United States for 10 or more years, have good moral character, and can show that your removal would cause exceptional and extremely unusual hardship to a qualifying U.S. citizen or permanent resident family member, you may qualify for this form of relief. Asylum. If you fled your country because of persecution based on your race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a particular social group, you may qualify for asylum. There are strict deadlines, and asylum law has changed significantly under this administration, but this option exists and deserves to be evaluated. VAWA. If you have experienced domestic violence or abuse from a U.S. citizen or permanent resident spouse, VAWA protections may be available to you regardless of your TPS status. Other relief. Depending on your case, there may be additional options worth exploring with an attorney who knows your history. None of these pathways are guaranteed. Immigration law is complex and every case is different, but the point is this. TPS ending does not necessarily mean your options end. What should you do right now? First, find out the correct legal status of TPS for your specific country. Designations vary, and what is happening for Venezuela is different from what is happening for El Salvador or Haiti. Check with an immigration organization or attorney, not just news headlines. Second, gather your documents, your TPS approval notices, your work permits, your travel documents, evidence of your presence in the United States over the years. Have them organized and accessible. Third, talk to an immigration attorney before your current TPS status expires. Do not wait until the last minute. Options narrow when time runs out. Fourth, do not leave the United States while this is being sorted out without speaking to an attorney first. Depending on the country, you can abandon protections you currently have and may create bars to re-entry that are very difficult to overcome. The fear around TPS right now is real. This administration has made its position clear, but courts are fighting back. Your options may be broader than you think. And the absolute worst thing you can do right now is nothing. If your TPS situation is uncertain right now, please talk to an immigration attorney who specializes in this. Not a notarial, not someone you found in a Facebook group. A real attorney who knows what is happening in the courts right now. My firm, Serving Immigrants, helps people in exactly this situation across Florida and Puerto Rico. Comment below and tell me, what country's TPS are you worried about? I want to hear what you are facing. Subscribe for weekly updates because this is changing fast.